Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you another interesting attacking game played by the 4th world chess champion Alexander Alekhine, although still at the time of this game Alekhine was struggling to get to the top. In this game Alekhine's opponent is Professor of Philosophy John Drewitt, who would later win London Championship several times. The game was played in 1923 in Fratton, England. In this game Alekhine had white pieces and he opened up with knight f3, and to d5 we have a very interesting looking b4 move. And this is like starting the game with Polish or Sarkowski opening, with the transposition of moves you can easily reach this position. e6, black is hitting on b4 and white bishop is keeping an eye on g7. Knight f6 and already white is protecting the pawn. c5, b takes c5, bishop takes c5, e3, black castled kingside, c4, knight c6, d4. Alekhine chose a very offbeat line, but already on move 8 we can see that he managed to gain a pretty pleasant position. Knight bd2, queen e7, bishop d3, rook d8, white castled kingside, bishop d7, and white knight is occupying this central square. Of course, at this point there is nothing wrong with knight takes e5, but black chose bishop e8, which is a very passive approach. f4. White is both strengthening the knight on e5, and also the rook is getting ready to join the attack from the third rank. Rook a c8, rook c1, knight d7, knight takes c6, rook takes c6. A mistake which allows white to gain advantage. Instead, it was better to recapture with the b-pawn. And the problem with this rook takes c6 is that after c5, now if you move your bishop, then after knight b3, bishop c7, the escaping route of black rook is blocked and white can trap it by playing bishop b5. But this is actually a more preferable line than the one which we see in our game. In our game, after c5, black decided to exchange a piece with 3 pawns and went for knight takes c5, d takes c5, bishop takes c5. And the problem with this line is that you are allowing white to open up the long diagonal for the dark squared bishop. Right now black is hitting both on e3 and on a3. Rook f3 and black captured on a3. While black was busy with grabbing pawns, white managed to get a ferocious attack. At this point, Alekhine first decided to go for the exchange of rooks on c6, but there was no need for it. I'm sure already you can guess what's the best move for white in this position. And that move is bishop takes h7. Yes, this is a move which is allowing white to win the game in just a few moves. If f6, then queen h7 check, and then rook g3. If queen f8, then bishop takes a3. If rook takes c1, then you can either play king f2 or even this simple bishop c1 is also winning. Yeah, but the game is simply over. If here, then queen g6 check, and then the bishop is coming, and black has no chance of saving the game. White has an extra piece and a ferocious attack. In our game, after bishop takes a3, we see rook takes c6, and the problem with this move is that by playing bishop takes b2, black could prolong his resistance, but instead recaptured on c6. Of course, even after bishop takes b2, white is maintaining advantage, but in that case white is not achieving an immediate victory. As I've already mentioned, instead of playing rook takes c6, it was better to go for an immediate bishop takes h7. Instead we see rook takes c6, and only after black's bishop takes c6, Alekhine went for it. Bishop takes h7 check, king takes h7, rook h3 check, king g8, and after this final blow, Alekhine forced a resignation. And this double bishop sacrifice actually reminds me of Emanuel Lasker's famous game against Johann Bauer, where again both bishops were sacrificed on h7 and g7. In case you missed that game, the link will be in the comment section. Right now the threat is queen h5. If you play king takes g7, then queen g4 is winning, or if f6, then bishop h6, and yeah, the game is over, and then the queen is coming and black has no chance of saving the game. That's why after bishop takes g7, John Drewitt capitulated. Of course, there was a flaw in Alekhine's attack, but black's defense was lame, and finally Alekhine managed to unleash the beast. In the end, a chess puzzle for you, where the task is to find the winning line for white. It's white to move, and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.